Hi everyone, this is MSY's Research Notes. Yesterday I didn't make a video, and the day before yesterday, I I lived in a hotel because I just could not sleep here in a dormitory, and I just found a day out to adjust myself. And on that day I posted a video, but I think to some extent the content might be a little bit sensitive, so I just set that video as private. It's just like a recording of my academic research. So today I'll continue to tell you my research progress, and also something that I have learned from my supervisor. Like what I've said previously, I have already sent my literature review to my supervisor and asked for some suggestions if she was convenient to do that. So I asked her about how am I supposed to further polish my literature review. And she replied to me yesterday evening, and she said, first of all, my literature review is a little bit long. It's around 2,600 words. So she thinks it's a little bit long, and I also agree with that. And she reminded me that this is a journal or journal article, so I should not include so many parts about the histories or the origins of a certain concept. So she suggested me cutting them off, or generally I need to shorten the overall passage. And this is the first suggestion. And the second suggestion is she told me that I need to point out the significance or the urgency of my research, or at least explain why I proposed the two research questions. It's just like based on the existing literature review, or based on the existing research, in this domain, how am I supposed to find a strand, and how am I supposed to, based on this strand, to eventually lead to my research questions? So the logic flow of leading to my research question is not consistent. Just like what I've said in my literature review, I introduced the origin or the history of a certain kind of construct or concept. Like I've mentioned, foreign language enjoyment, near-peer dialogic teaching, and also the dynamic feature of FLE. So for those three chapters of literature review, I follow nearly the same logic flow. The first is the origin or the theoretical background of certain concepts, and then the correlation between that construct to my research, or because I proposed a new way of teaching or a repertoire of teaching behaviors, so I need to support this teaching behaviors. So I just used the existing studies to support that. But indeed, just like one of my supervisor had told me, I didn't form a very clear logic of why I proposed those two research questions. So I think this is a thing that I need to explain, or later in my research, because right now she told me that I'll just keep this literature review right now, and I don't need to revise it currently because I'm still writing methodology and result part. She told me that after writing methodology and result part, I'll come back to revise my literature review, because based on my methodology and result, she could see that probably my literature review can be revised. So it's just probably now she also she also does not have a clear idea about how to revise or refine my literature review. So she's now waiting for my methodology and my result part. But those two parts, I think I still need a week, because a week later, I'll go back home because it will be the Labor Day, and we will enjoy like a holiday. So I'll go back home, and when I come back in May, I think I'll move out of the dormitory, and I have already found a place to live. I'll spend around 2,000 a month, including the rental fee, including my like my meal, like including the money to buy food, and also the transportation fees. So I will spend around 2,000 or 2,050. It's absolutely expensive, but I think this is the most crucial month for me to write my essay. So I think I need to have a good sleep and good rest, because staying here, I have told you that staying here just cannot sleep, and I just feel very, very uncomfortable because I'm under tremendous pressure. Because I've worked as a research assistant, and also I'm writing my own essay, and also I will write an essay, short paper for the Eurocall. So you know that this is one of the most crucial months, because in mid-June, that will be the end of this year's semester, and I need to have more than a week to prepare for the final examinations. I need to pass those examinations and get extremely high scores to maintain my GPA. So I only have about a month and a week's time, just about 5 weeks writing my essay. So spending this money, I think, is worthwhile, and I just want to have a good sleep and also a flexible daily routine, and also like a place to speak English, which is very important for me. And after the final examination, I'll move back to my home and enjoy my summer holiday. And summer holiday will last for around 2 months. And during that period, I will absolutely continue my research, my essay writing project. So this is just like what I'm planning to do and what I'm doing right now. And based on my supervisor's suggestions, and also a third suggestion, which just popped up in my mind. The third suggestion is that I need to introduce or explain the significance of the context of my experiment, why I choose the rural context, why I why I choose this rural context, why I do this in China. My supervisor's meaning is that since I want to submit this article to a well-known journal, I need to point out the international or the universal significance of this experiment instead of only focusing on the Chinese participants or the Chinese context. I need to explain why this context is representative, and also what kind of universal significance can I draw from this context or this experiment. So I think I understand her meaning, but she told me that I need to explain this in my methodology part, but I'm still very confusing about the exact part or the exact way that I'm going to explain the significance. And also, one of the most important thing is that how am I supposed to explain the significance of this research? Initially, I just want to help those teenagers, those students living in rural areas I want to give them a chance to get in touch with English or get in touch with near peers who have already done a great job in their academic journey. And I think I just want to find a way, or I want to design a teaching repertoire to help them. This is just my initial motivation, I should say. But if you ask me the significance of this, I think in China is significant because generally in China, teachers, they just explain knowledge or introduce some knowledge to students. And students are generally listening to the teacher's commands. But probably, I'm not quite sure whether this is true or not, but probably in Western classrooms, in British classrooms or American classrooms, generally teachers and students, they are interacting, constantly interacting and discussing, which is very unlike, which is a very different situation compared with that in China. So I have to confess that this experiment has strong, Chinese characteristics or features, but I'll find some universal values or significance to tell the readers that this is not only an experiment conducted, or this is not merely an experiment which only suit in the Chinese context. I need to explain why I choose the Chinese context, and I need to explain why this has some universal significance. So I think this is the thing that I need to consider very clearly, and also probably before writing this part, I need to ask my professor or my supervisor about her opinion. So this is just like what I want to say today. And at last, I want to repeat the 3 causes, the 3 reasons I want to lay in every videos. Well, the first reason is that I really hope to be accepted by BAAL. And today is, let me see, April the 22nd, and it's 11:12 late at night. So probably there will only be a week's time for the outcome of BAAL. So I'm waiting desperately and excitedly for that outcome. All right, I hope to be accepted, and this is a very important chance. I have to say, it's a very, very important chance for me. So I do hope to be accepted, and I really appreciate it. And second is, well, like what I've introduced, every day I'm writing my own essay, near-peer dialogic teaching and other essays. I do hope all those essays can be accepted. And this is because the third cause, and because I'm trying to apply to Oxford or Cambridge. So my final goal is to be accepted by at least one of them, at least one of the universities. So this is what I want to say. This is the last thing that I want to say in today's video. And I am waiting to see the outcomes, the great outcomes, the most exciting outcomes of those causes. All right, so this is the end of today, and this is MSY's Research Notes. See you tomorrow. Good night.